What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MANIACITV, man. Today, we got the real NLE Choppa story, the top shotter. Man, listen, this is coming from Published X, man. Shout out my guy, Published X, always coming with the quality docs. If y'all ain't already subscribed to him, go on over and give my guy a sub, man. He worked hella hard on these documentaries, man. Like I said, some of the best here on YouTube, man. We ain't doing no more talking, though. Let's get it.
Youngest to do it ahead of my time. My soul been here for a minute. Pray to the Lord, we killed them on the drilling. Not that I had repented.
Bryson Potts was born November 1st, 2002 in Memphis, Tennessee. Being raised on the east side of Memphis in a neighborhood of Cottonwood, things weren't always easy. His environment taught him at a young age to be humble, but he also learned quickly that he couldn't trust a lot of people, so he always kept his circle small. He was known as the funny and energetic kid in school, and because of this, he always stood out from the crowd. Throughout elementary and middle school, playing basketball occupied most of his time, and he claims to have been a very good point guard. But by the end of middle school, he had already started getting in trouble for petty things, so he knew playing ball probably wasn't going to be a lifelong career. At the time, Lil Wayne was arguably the biggest artist in the world, and also being from the South was a huge inspiration to him. He would often study Lil Wayne's lyricism and charisma. While he was attending Cordova,
just another reason to give Wayne his flowers, man. Give Wayne his flowers. He inspired everybody in the industry today, man.
He would often study Lil Wayne's lyricism and charisma. While he was attending Cordova High School, he used his energetic personality to start freestyling. Unfortunately, his trouble would lead him to spending some time in a juvenile detention center, but he says this was actually a blessing in disguise. He knew he had potential, but if he kept going down that road, he wouldn't make it out of his situation. Even though he had already started associating himself with the Crips in the area, he realized he had a natural talent for rapping, so he began focusing his energy on writing songs. At the time, he says he was in a pretty dark place, and the only thing that kept him going was visualizing himself on stage performing one day. He built a reputation at school for his freestyling skills, and some of them would gain a small amount of attention on Instagram. For about a year, these freestyles would build him a small following of people. This would help when he finally decided to drop his first songs on YouTube and SoundCloud.
It's almost like NLE Choppa recording himself every single day of his life before the fame, man. I like that though. It's like a full-on documentary on the road to just super stardom, man. Like he got a clip for damn near probably every day of his life.
Attention on Instagram. For about a year, these freestyles would build him a small following of people. This would help when he finally decided to drop his first songs on YouTube and SoundCloud. Initially rapping under the name NLE Choppa, with the YNR standing for Young and Reckless. His first releases were titled No Love and Freaky Anthem, and they took on more of an R&B feel. Initially, these wouldn't bring much traction to his name, and he admits later he wasn't feeling his first songs. But throughout the year, he continued to work on his style until it was something he was proud of. Although he had only been rapping for a few months, he still managed to release a full-length mixtape in the summer of 2018. He titled it No Love Takeover. Once again, it didn't create much traction, but it helped him build a work ethic until his music was all he thought about. He then changed his name from YNR to NLE Choppa. Thinking ahead to the future, he felt like No Love Entertainment would be a better suited name for his label one day. He followed his tape up with his single Red Rum, which would get over 20,000 views on YouTube. This gave him his first official buzz in his neighborhood of Memphis. In addition, his Instagram followers were going into the tens of thousands, which was only helping his rising image. Although he was starting to get a small buzz, at the time he was only 16 years old, so getting into a real studio and having to attend school 5 days a week were his biggest obstacles.
It's hard.
He found himself writing verses in between classes and listening to beats on YouTube during school hours. His parents tried to help him with studio money here and there, but they couldn't always provide it. But unknowingly, everything was about to change.
I really do respect the hustle that Chop really has had. Even after, like, you know, the point he's at right now, I feel like he still hustles like crazy. Still works just as hard as he did back in high school, you know, and big respect to his parents as well. Because a lot of parents, though, when your child is in school, you got to remember, at this point, Chop was, what, 15, 16 years old? A lot of parents would be like, well, You get out of school, you go to college, you know, we gonna support you that way. This rapping shit, no, we ain't doing that. But his parents saw the outcome of this, man. They saw the light at the end of the tunnel with it, man. And just for them even being of help at any point on the road to his dream, man, listen, that means so much. I bet that means so much to Chop, man. It definitely just respect, man. Respect definitely to both his parents for that.
Studio money here and there, but they couldn't always provide it. But unknowingly, everything was about to change. In December of 2018, a group of Memphis rappers released a song titled No Chorus Part 3 under the name Shotta Fam. The first verse was no other than NLE himself, and it's easy to say he stole the show. The song blew up to over 100,000 views, and everyone wanted to hear more from Choppa. With this type of attention, he knew he needed to follow this up with more music. Almost immediately after, he dropped his single Drip, which would also be his first music video. With every new release, his views were going up, so he continued to apply pressure. While at school one day, he found a beat on YouTube that he knew was going to be his next hit. He immediately started writing a new song. He knew this song was going to be different, so he asked his parents for $150 so he could release it with the music video. When he finished it, he named it after a popular Jamaican term, Shotta Flow.
That's crazy though. They turned $150 investment into millions. I said millions. Come on, man. That's what's up though, man. That's inspiring as hell.
After a popular Jamaican term, Shotta Flow.
Everything got in touch with turn to go. We're gonna come a little different this time. You need that. Hey.
Might just get it, Jude.
I am a menace. Come on.
Shotta Flow was released on January 10, 2019, and it got 20,000 views the first night. When NLE Choppa woke up the next day, the song was already pushing 100,000 views. A few days after its release, Pitchfork highlighted the track as its song of the day, and they praised him for his energetic delivery.
That's big.
Despite them calling his lyrics generic, it was his energy and dance move that helped form the hit song. By the end of January, the song was...
And even that part right there, man, like, I see so much, you know, a lot of aspiring rappers, they like, well, what can I do to stand out, man? There's millions of rappers in the game right now, but you gotta have that. You gotta have the energy. You gotta have that personality, man. And, you know, people can see through you. If you really not like that, people gonna see through you. You gotta have that stage presence about yourself, man. You can't just be all stiff in the music video like, yeah, I'm just... yeah, like, no, you gotta, man, listen, get a little loose with it, man. Get a little loose on the juice with it, man. Have fun with it, because listen, people want to vibe with you to your music, man. People just don't want to sit there and, okay, all right, like, no, they want to get crunk, man. Chop every music video, man. I be getting hyped in this mud.
His lyrics generic, it was his energy and dance move that helped form the hit song. By the end of January, the song was already reaching all corners of the internet and accumulated over 10 million views. Of course, almost immediately, record labels and rap moguls were trying to sign the 16-year-old rapper. By February, Choppa was in the studio with no other than Birdman playing music and talking business. Despite getting offers for millions of dollars, Choppa turned down everything thrown his way. Instead, he went with a partnership with United Masters that let him keep a majority of his masters.
Smart as hell.
In a matter of months, he was the hottest new rapper in the game. And by summer, he was on a world tour opening up for Juice WRLD and Ski Mask. Although he was quickly on the rise, he was still criticized by many outlets and fans for his similar style to NBA Youngboy. Because of this constant comparison, some thought his sound and image wouldn't last long. But NLE Choppa still had more to prove. One of the smartest things Choppa did at the time to maintain the attention he was getting was release Shotta Flow Part 2, 3, and so on. Right when the hype from Shotta Flow was dying down, he would release Part 2 and branded himself around the entire trend. And once Part 2 started to slow down, he teamed up and released the remix with Lyrical Lemonade and Blueface. Repeating this process kept his name trending all throughout 2019, without even releasing a full-length project.
Come on, man.
His singles were racking up millions of views, and despite some who doubted him, he quickly rose to a mainstream name. It wasn't until almost a year after blowing up that he dropped his first EP, Cottonwood. This was rare for an artist to wait this long given all the attention he was getting. Regardless, the tape would still go gold. Seeing how successful this tape was, labels once again came running back with even higher bids until NLE Choppa landed a deal worth over $8 million. Going into 2020, it was apparent nothing was going to stop him.
Get that bag, King! Get that bag!
NLE dropped his debut album, Top Shotta, which would also sell over 500,000 copies and go gold once again. Shortly after, he even had a change of heart and tried to rebrand his entire image, vowing that he was going to stop rapping about violence entirely. He wanted to start spreading positivity and even opened a health and wellness shop to sell various products. He then went on to create a new YouTube channel called NLE Choppa. He used this to vlog parts of his life that he felt people didn't see in his music, speaking on the power of meditation and holistic living. It's rare for a rapper to take on what some would call a change of identity after becoming successful off an entirely different look. Many thought this change would begin the mark of a fall off because he wasn't going to deliver that same energy from Shotta Flow anymore.
Man, not even
but
close.
If anything, this only brought his fans closer to him and showed that he had a whole other side that he wanted to share. Choppa showcased this change of heart on his next mixtape, From Dark to Light, and despite what people thought, he received positive reviews. On top of it, he still made the XXL freshman list and continued to gain even more popularity. All throughout 2021, he remained a staple in the rap community, even after making claims that he wanted to quit rap altogether to become a herbalist. This of course never happened, and shortly after, he was back to making the same hype music his initial fans fell in love with. But he had already proved his point that he was here to stay. No matter what kind of music or image he decided to portray, he showed that his fans would follow him. Me vs. Me is his newest tape, and it reverts back to his 2019 sound that made him famous. This includes the lead single, Shotta Flow 6, which has him trending at number 2 on YouTube once again. It's unclear where NLE Choppa will take his career from here, as he likes to take the unpredictable route. But at only 19 and the owner of his own label, it's easy to see he's gonna be around for a long time.
For a long time, man. Y'all know, man. Listen, y'all know NLE Choppa's my guy. You know, he support the channel heavy. And man, I really fuck with Chop just for how genuine he is, man. You know, a lot of y'all probably don't, a lot of y'all probably do see it. You know, he comments on the videos every now and then. You know, he shows love. He shouted us out and everything. I've been supporting Chop since probably for almost the last 3 years. And just seeing how much he already accomplished in his career, man. I want to see him do more. You know, the beef and everything that, you know, that he's in right now, man. I hope that this just can pass over and Chop can just start grinding again on the music, man. Start grinding again on the music, go crazy. Me vs. Me, I actually really enjoyed the project. I really enjoyed Me vs. Me. It did give me that 2019 Chop back, man. But listen, NLE Choppa, if it's one thing about him, man, his sound and everything, man, he's versatile as fuck, man. I want to see him continue to win. And at only 19 years old, yeah, he still got long ways to go, man. Chop ain't nowhere near done, man. The real NLE Choppa story from Publish X, link down below in the description for y'all to check this out in its entirety, uninterrupted. Y'all new to the channel, y'all rock with me on daily reaction videos. Hit that subscribe button for me to the next video. I'll see y'all then. Thank you for watching MANIACITV. I'm out.